Welcome, my friends, to the Horror Syndicate's Werewolf Wednesday show. My name is Seth, and I am addicted to werewolves. And so this show is therapy that you guys are going to help me get through as we try to figure out why. We pretty much all know the reason, don't we? The reason why the subgenre of werewolves in horror is probably the least respected. And tonight I am going to be talking about the 2023 horror comedy Wolf Hollow. Um, the film was, I have to grab my thing here. It was written and directed by Mark Cantu, uh, and was based on a story by Brian Saponis. I may be pronouncing his name wrong. This is a film that I have mixed feelings on. Uh, when the film first came out, I wrote a review for the horsesyndicate.com. It was mostly positive. Uh, However, there are things that I just don't like about it, and I do have to say that the writer director, uh, I had a brief interaction with him after the review went up, and he seems like a really good, down to earth dude. Um, even though like my review had stuff in it that I didn't like, because obviously I got to be honest and say stuff that doesn't work for me, and I do it in a non. I don't do it in a mean way. It's nothing mean spirited. I have to be honest, and he was very humble about it. Like literally, probably within 10 minutes of the review being published, he shared it on the Wolf Hollow uh, Facebook page and had a brief interaction with him, private message wise, and he thanked me for the review, and we talked about some of the things I didn't like, and he was very great about it. So credit to him for that. Um, this is a movie I don't think is going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I do think that there are people who will enjoy it for what it is. It's a kind of a campy B movie. There's a couple things that are happening in this movie story wise that I'll talk about. Uh, the focal point of the story is a crew of filmmakers who arrive in Wolf Hollow uh, with a character named Ray, who is from the area. Ray is the gentleman here with the long hair. Forgive me, I forget the actor's name. And this is 1 year after a bunch of people who were partying on the family land were slaughtered by a werewolf. Um, and so he brings this film crew to his hometown for location scouting, and he stumbles across his family, who he's been kind of estranged from. So the other part of the story of what's happening in the at the start of it is that the family, um, they are going through kind of a rough time as some local politicians are attempting to make a move on their land, and particularly with the slaughter that happened uh, a year beforehand due to some animal. Uh, it's looking like these people are going to take their land, so they're trying to fight for their land. Meanwhile, and sorry, I'm scatterbrained here. Uh, the character of Ray, the gentleman here with the long hair, is the brother of Bart, who is the older gentleman in the foreground of this image here. And so Bart is very happy that Ray is back into town and that he has returned home. Meanwhile, his wife, Evie, played by Felissa Rose, isn't so happy about it. And Ray, no, not Ray, Bart, uh, he tries to keep everything together, but when he finds out that Ray isn't planning on sticking around, he gets very upset, and the family turns into wolves and basically attacks the film crew, kind of trapping them in their uh, RV. Meanwhile, also the werewolves are also going after the politicians and a bunch of like police officers within the town, and that part of the story is like really completely forgettable, which I think is kind of a shame because um, I like the aspect of this like family of werewolves who are uh, about to have their property seized from them. I kind of like that aspect of it. The film crew aspect is where I'm a little mixed because I didn't really love every character. There's a couple that are decent. There's one character named Lucky Steve. Don't recall the actor's name. He's probably the most entertaining character in the movie. Um, he's the character with probably the most personality. He, on top of constantly quoting movies, there's a running joke about how he got his nickname, Lucky Steve, and how he believes he's immortal. You have to kind of like take a leap of faith with some of the things that happen to him, but it's all in the name of comedy, I suppose. His whole thing with him surviving some very impossible things to survive. Uh, and I think there's like one moment where he feeds one of the werewolves chocolate, which was kind of funny. So the movie is, I think, a fairly entertaining B movie. I think on the positive side, it's got uh, some really good gore and effects. As someone who despises CGI, to a certain extent, like I don't completely despise it. Obviously, it's like good as a tool, but like when they do it for werewolves, it drives me absolutely nuts. So I do appreciate the fact that it is a person in a suit, and I think it's a very gory movie. There's a lot of really good moments of the gore, and also I think that the uh, the werewolves look actually pretty damn good in this. This is my type of werewolf, as I mentioned before. The kind that you would see in films like The Howling, Dog Soldiers, uh, Bad Moon, stuff like that. The big, monstrous, uh, bipedal werewolves. This is my favorite type of werewolf, and it makes me very happy that they did practical for it. And I think they, for the most part, actually look pretty damn good. Um, so those are mostly my positives. I think on the negatives, I would say that I didn't really care for the editing so much because there's like a lot of moments where it's hard to tell what's going on because of the way it's edited. And I'm someone who selfishly wants to uh, see the werewolves in action, and I want it to be clear. Um, so didn't really care for the editing. Um, a lot of the characters, particularly with the film crew, they kind of grated on my nerves a little bit. Uh, they're standard horror movie fodder, but a lot of them I just didn't really care for. And A part of that could be too the film's attempted humor. Um, the the horror comedy side of it, um, I think, has been a problem with quite a few recent werewolf films where they try to be funnier than they are. Um, but that could just be a me problem, right? I'm sure there are people out there who kind of dig what they put out. It just didn't work for me. Uh, but I think overall, it's, if you have a low tolerance for werewolf films, and you've seen the worst of werewolf films, uh, you know, you might dig it. If you're just into, turn your brain off, B movies, you may dig it. I think it's got some stuff going for it, particularly with the violence and the gore and the werewolves themselves and stuff like that. It's just I wish that the editing was a little less choppy, um, and I just didn't care for some of the characters. Um, but I think overall, I enjoy it for what it is. But I do understand where it's not going to be for everyone. Um, I'm not doing this to give anyone recommendations, by the way, because I wouldn't listen to me. But what I'm just trying to say is that uh, I'm just kind of like putting this film out there, talking about it, and seeing if if there's anyone who has seen it who has liked it, if there's anyone who's seen it who doesn't like it. If you haven't seen it, maybe you're interested, and give it a shot. Depending on how picky you are with your time. I think it is available to watch on Tubi for free. Um, it may be on Prime Video for free. I don't recall for sure. But yeah, it's not the worst werewolf film I've seen. Again, it does have some things going for it. I think overall, even though I'm not a big fan of the horror comedy side of werewolf films, I do think that it's a fine B movie that it's a quick, like I think 80 minutes. Um, it's, I think the pacing is fine. So, it's up to you to give it a try or not. But I think it's okay at best. Things I like and things I don't like. Mainly the werewolves I really dig, and the violence and the gore I think is really good. So those are my thoughts on Wolf Hollow from 2023. I shall jump to comments. All right, starting with Sean Sheridan. He says, Wolf Hollow, I finished it. It did improve in the last 20 minutes. Not a movie I liked. It's not good, but I give credit. Last act is entertaining. Well, I'm glad you did finish it and that you found at least the last act entertaining. The last act is the best part of the movie, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, where you didn't really care for it, but you found it to entertain. You found some value, especially in the ending. Um, yeah, but I think that's the thing for me. It's an entertaining B movie, but I have like um, uh, low standards, low standards with werewolf films. And to Werewolf in England, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's a rare movie. I give a 1-star rating. Yeah, Werewolf in England. I believe that is coming up next week for Werewolf Wednesday. It's a movie I wanted to like, and there just got to a certain point where I was like, nope, I can't. But I'm gonna give it a rewatch and see if that opinion changes. Scott Scott Walker says, I just saw the poster of Wolf Hollow. The werewolf, to me, looks like a cross between the werewolf from Fever Swamp Goosebumps and the werewolf from Being Human UK. Uh, I don't recall the one from Goosebumps, but Being Human, yeah, yeah, they have these type of werewolves. Um, yeah, good observation. Ages of Film says, "What's up, man? I slightly made contact with the like button. Let's talk werewolves." Excellent. I'm glad you're not smashing the like button anymore. I was really concerned about your keyboard. Um, I'm glad that you're working on those issues. And yes, let's talk werewolves. Have you seen Wolf Hollow from 2023? Um, it's available to watch on Tubi for free. Actually, uh, I actually got a copy on Blu-ray. It's actually signed by the director. Um, so yeah, uh, I enjoyed it for what it is. Though it's not great. It's something. It's definitely not going to make like top 50 of my werewolf films. But yeah, I like it for what it is. But very curious if you have seen it because I know you're a werewolf guy too. Does it any documentary on the Titans? uh, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Is this like found footage? No, it's not found footage. It's an actual traditionally shot film. Uh, it's a low budget independent film. Um, but if you like werewolves, check it out. You may dig it. Um, I have the lowest tolerance for any movie after watching some werewolf movies. No offense, none taken, none taken. And I'm glad you're along for this journey. And that, on top of torturing myself with bad werewolf movies, I'm torturing you as well. That brings me joy. I would not rewatch it unless you want to pay a therapist after. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it like I think 3 times now. I watched it earlier tonight. It was my third time. Uh, but yeah, no, I'm not paying for your therapist. I'm helping you expand on your knowledge of werewolf films, right? So by the time that I'm done with I've talked about every single werewolf film, you'll be like, I have seen every werewolf film as well, and you'll be an expert. You'll be the next king of werewolf uh, YouTubers. Robert Eggers, I've got until recently. He was doing a werewolf movie next year, one of my most anticipated next year. Love Robert Eggers. Yeah, I'm actually very excited about that too. Because when I was watching Nosferatu, I was like, man, I would love to see him do a werewolf film. Like my version of what I would want to see from him is sort of like typecasting him to period piece films, but like I would love for him to do a film about the real life superstitions surrounding werewolves back in the day, from people who thought it was because of witchcraft, or they had a special uh, belt that they put on, made pacts with the devil, stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of neat to see him take on like um, actual mythology uh, of werewolves in human history. 'Cause I think it would be fascinating. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the point of that would be. Like everyone knows it's a tragedy, but yeah, I guess they gotta do it. I don't know. It, obviously, it's gonna be like exaggerated, and I don't know. Maybe it's just some poor taste. I meant Werewolf in England. I went up. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna rewatch that. I'm rewatching it for next week. So I do remember like really wanting to like it. Uh, but there got to be a certain point where something happened in that film, which I'll talk about next week, where it just like completely turned me off from the whole film. So, um, yeah, I think Eggers will be what you thought Wolfman might be. It's very possible. I thought Wolfman might be a good movie. uh, just kidding. I know you like it. I'm just indifferent to that film, but yes, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Robert Eggers puts out there for a werewolf film. Uh, wow, cool. So that's all the comments. So just kind of jumping back in the topic at hand, in case anyone is watching a little bit later after I started. We'll follow from 2023 horror comedy, basically about a group of filmmakers who head to a town called Wolf Hollow. Uh, One of them happens to be from the town, and his family is a pack of werewolves whose land is about to be seized by local politicians. Uh, so they get very stressed out and wolf out. Um, yeah. Uh, I think it's an entertaining B movie. Uh, didn't like the editing. Uh, didn't like some of the characters, but uh, the gore effects and the werewolf designs worked for me. And I think it's a watchable B movie uh, that, it's like 80 minutes long. So check it out if you want. If not, that's cool too. um, just imagine. Yeah, no, I mean, I get that, man. That's it must have been a yeah. I can't even imagine. I'll just say that. I find all the old werewolf movies fairly good. The new ones, not so much, minus a few. Yeah, it's a problem. Like I've seen, I think 6 werewolf films from 2025, and I don't like a single one. Um, there was a couple that I liked over the last couple of years. Wolf of the Wolf of Snow Hollow, a separate film, uh, is a werewolf film with an asterisk, but I enjoyed that. Werewolves Within, I enjoyed that. I'll be talking about those 2 films towards the end of the year, in the winter time, for reasons. Um, let's see here. Late Phases was the last like werewolf movie that really, you know, really impressed me. So much so that it's in my top 5. The film that came out last year, Werewolves, I thought was entertaining B movie. Nothing to the story or anything like that, but I really dug it. Um, there was another one I was just thinking of. Operation Blood Hunt. I thought that was entertaining. I had issues with that one, but I enjoyed it. Um, Trying to think of Blackout. I love Blackout. I know I've talked about that one a lot. Uh, there's been a few over the last couple of years that have been decent, but then there's a lot of shit ones, uh, the ones I haven't even talked about, the ones that I'm dreading doing shows on, like Little Red Werewolf or Summer of the Wolf or Werewolves of the Third Reich, or there's just so many not so great werewolf films. Um, but yeah, I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah. It's just over the last few years, it's been hard to like really enjoy uh, the subgenre because there's just so many kind of stinkers that come out. Then there's films like this, Wolf Hollow, and like Scream of the Wolf, aka Wolf Manor, which I know is another one where it's like it's a horror comedy and it's like acquired taste. Um, so I don't know, man. It's tough to say, but I think older movies in general are just better. Is there a possibility you can talk about the sequels to the Wolfman movie, like Frankenstein meets Wolfman, House of Frankenstein? Yes, absolutely. Those will be on the agenda. Um, I haven't put out a schedule yet for uh, the Werewolf Wednesday topics for 2026. But yes, those films will be included at some point. There will be shows on them. You're going to make me watch all the Howlin' movies, aren't you? Yes, actually, I am. Absolutely. Can't wait for that one. Um, yeah, I'm going to do all the Howlin' films in September and October. Uh, and first one's great. Fifth one is my second favorite. Uh, six is okay, but bad, you know, filmmaking quality. But yes, I'm gonna make you watch all the Halloween films, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm old school werewolf fan. I don't like the new werewolves. I like Ginger Snaps, the Wolfman movies, American Werewolf in London, that Goosebumps, Being Human, and the rest in the wall. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I just watch like every werewolf movie I can. Um, I'm always in the search for a gem, as I say. I haven't seen this one yet, but plan to here shortly. Working on a collab with another YouTuber, doing our top 10 favorite werewolf movies sometime in October. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great. Who's the other one? I didn't care for Late Faces. Oh, really? Is it because of the way the werewolves looked? Because the werewolves do look a little weird in that, but I fucking love that film. Late Phases, I just love it. I love the lead character. I just love the story. I don't know. Werewolves 2024 was a lot of fun. It was a love letter to werewolf films like us. Absolutely. I had a good time with that in the theater. I got it on Blu-ray now. I need to give it a rewatch. But that'll be on like the topic schedule for 2026. Uh, Sean says that he loves Late Phases, the only modern one minus Wolfman I love. Yeah, I've seen all 8 Howlin' movies. Excellent. I will be covering all of those individually uh, from like September to October. Really looking forward to it. I enjoy the series, even though it's not a great series at all. I have a lot to say about the Howlin' films, so stay tuned. I'm gonna watch American Wolf in London and Ginger Snaps back to back so I can see the similarities. Oh, cool. Yeah, do it. You think there's a possibility there could be an American Werewolf in London costume out there, or do people have to make their own design of the werewolf in the film? Yeah, they would have to every yeah they would have to make their own. Um, all the Howell movies, how fun to be controversial. I'm not a fan of the first one. It's fine, but I've never loved it. Uh, I understand. There's weirdos like you out there who don't love the first Howell film. I'm just kidding, by the way. It's fine that you don't like it. Jason from Backtrack Cinema is going to be my partner in that one. Awesome. I don't know who that is, but I'll try to remember to check out his channel as well. But looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with for that. That's great. Yes, the king of werewolf YouTubers. That's right. That's me, the king of werewolf YouTubers. I don't even know how many werewolf YouTubers there are, but hail to the king, baby. Is there a possibility that it can do a full remake of the original Howell movie? Oh yeah, that's yeah, for sure. How? What if Buffy the Vampire Slayer fought Ginger Snaps while wearing a red ghost face robe, and then it turned out to be Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo, but he tried not to suck any dicks on his way through? That was sucking a dick on the way to the parking lot. Hey, you, get back here. You finally hit 2,000. Oh, we did? Cool. I didn't even know that. But hey, that's great. Thank you. So I guess that reminds me to do the thing I never do. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. Also, give us a like or a dislike, uh, depending on how you view this content. Hopefully you like it, but if you don't, fair enough. Um, yep, 2,000 subs only took 8 fucking years. Yeah, but hey, it's awesome, man. On the way up. On the way up. Uh, yes, and speaking of subscribe to YouTube and all that, if you're watching on Facebook, if it's even playing on Facebook right now, uh, uh, thumbs up, uh, laugh emoji, care emoji, heart emoji, angry emoji, sad face emoji, wow face emoji, whatever you want to do. Leave one of those on this and comment of whether or not you have seen Wolf Hollow, if you are interested in seeing it, or if you just know that you're going to skip it. I like the look of the werewolf in Monster Squad. I just wanted more of them. Yeah, for sure. Did I skip a comment? Because I thought I saw. I did skip. I don't know why I skipped this one. Ages of Film. The problem with Late Phases was very little werewolf. It was like 2 scenes of werewolves, and then an hour and a half of an old grumpy fucker who I didn't care about. It's true. It's definitely true. There's like a big chunk special, especially in the middle, where not much really happens. But this is why I like the film. I like that character of Ambrose. I like Nick D'Amici in that role. And I love this idea that this blind war vet who's in a uh, home for seniors, basically, is spending a whole month planning revenge against the werewolf that killed his CNI dog. I don't know. I just love the concept of it. I think the werewolves. Yes, I do agree. I wish there was more werewolves in there. The werewolves themselves, I think, looked a little weird, um, design-wise, but I don't mind it. I don't know. Late Phases was a film that I loved instantly upon first watching it, and that was a blind buy. Just happened to see it at Walmart, pick it up, and I love it. So yeah, and I guess it's weird that I love it for reasons that you don't like it, but it's the way the world works. But yeah, at least you gave it a shot. Okay, so now that I caught up on that one, uh, at this rate, we will hit 10,000 subs by 2070, and I'll be dead. Probably. But our children can take over. Honestly, the look of the werewolf can make or break a film for me. If it's crappy, uh, look, it loses serious points for me. I mean, it's true. There's plenty of films that I think I would have liked a lot better if the werewolf looked different. Is it true what they say? If a werewolf bites a vampire, the vampire dies because the bite of the werewolf is very venomous to vampires? I don't know. I guess it depends on what mythology you're going by, what, uh, you know, yeah, I don't know if that's a thing from one of the shows that you watch or whatever. That's all to the writers to decide. Top five werewolf movies. My top five? Or are you saying what Late Phases is? Oh, okay, here we go. My top five werewolf movies. Wolfman 2010, excellent choice. Late Phases, excellent choice. Howlin', excellent choice. American Wolf in London, excellent choice. And Silver Bullet, excellent choice. That's a solid top five. Cannot argue with that. And very close to mine. Very close to mine. Congrats on hitting 2K first Werewolf Wednesday. I need more werewolves in my life. You do need more werewolves in your life, so uh, welcome to the Werewolf Wednesday show, and hope you stick around. I typically go every Wednesday. There's been times where I've had to miss because of certain things. You know how life is, but yeah. I've been covering a lot. I actually came up with a topic schedule that I published to thehorrorsyndicate.com, where I mapped out the entire year. Uh, so I went through every single Wednesday of the whole year and came up with whatever topic, whatever movie to discuss, and I'll be talking not just about the ones that I like, but I'll also be talking about ones I don't like. And I'm trying to spread everything out and kind of just pepper everything through because I really want this show to be about shining a light on every single werewolf film out there. And maybe along the way, someone will give those movies a shot. Maybe they'll disagree and like a movie I don't, whatever. But yeah, I just love the subgenre of werewolves, and I think it's like the least respected subgenre in horror. Uh, to be fair, and uh, yeah, so thanks for tuning in, pal. Leatface is a good character piece that happens to have werewolves. That's very true. That's very true. I think that's why I love it. Nick Demichi rules in that. Uh, did you know that the location? I did not know that. I don't know how you feel about Beast Within from a few years ago. I wasn't a fan, but maybe I just need to give it another try. Now you're talking about from that was from last year, right? 2024, the one with Kit Harington. I hated that film. Absolutely fucking hated it. So if that's the one that you're thinking of, I'm with you. And eventually I will have to do a show on that. Uh, but yeah, I just could not stand that film. I felt ripped off. uh, you were really you're big into the underwater stuff tonight, um, which is cool. Did you know in Vampire Diaries it takes 5 hours? I did not know that. It's pretty cool. I like the thing that they do in like Being Human. At least the UK version. I don't know if the American version does it, where it's like literally organs shut down when you transform. Tell us your top five hotshot. You're such a big shot king of werewolves on YouTube. Wave your dick around and scream like you have a finger up your butt while telling us your five favorite werewolf movies. Jesus Christ, Ray. My top five. American Wolf in London is number one. The Howlin' is number two. The Wolfman from 1941 is number three. The Wolfman from 2010 is number four. Late Phases is number five. Dog Soldiers is number six. Silver Bullet is number seven. Ginger Snaps, I think, is number eight. I feel like I'm forgetting some. Am I forgetting some? I forgot Bad Moon. Well, whatever. I messed it up. So I went above and beyond my top five. Uh, Vampire Diaries more like Dumpster Fire Diaries. Fuck that show. I've never seen it. Yes, that's the one. It was ass, dude. Yeah, Beast Within from last year. Did not like it at all. How'd you feel if you're a werewolf and you've been? Yeah, I probably wouldn't like it. Especially if it lasts 5 hours to transform. Werewolves on Wheels also shit. It is, but it's the perfect movie for Rob Zombie to remake, in my opinion. Bad Moon is highly underrated. 100% agree with that. Actually wrote an article on thehorseandget.com about Bad Moon, and I think it was about it being underrated. Absolutely love Bad Moon. It's in my top 10 for sure. Actually, the first few seasons of Vampire Diaries aren't bad. My daughter loves it. That's cool. I've never seen it, and I don't know if I ever will get to it. Yeah. So, great. One more comment came up. What's most important in a werewolf movie? The transformation, the design of the werewolf, the kills, or their powers? That is a tricky freaking question. Um, I think for me, the most important things are the design of the werewolf. Um, not so much whether or not it's like the type of werewolf, like if whether it be wolfman, quadrupedal, bipedal, uh, things like that. But as long as it's not CGI, or as long as it's not characters whose eyes suddenly change color, their fingernails grow, they get sharp teeth, and maybe a little extra hair, like the patches I grow on my face. Uh, I hate that lazy approach to it. I also don't like the skinless ones, like that we saw in or that I saw at least in the new movie First Moon. There was also Night Wolf, aka 13 Hours. Um, but I think the transformation is pretty important too. However, I'm not. Uh, I think since the Wolfman 2010, it hasn't been the most extremely important thing because it's one of those things where I can kind of forgive, even though uh, it's a shame they don't do very much practical, especially for the big budget ones, because the transformation in American Werewolf in London is just top notch, and uh, it can't be replaced. The the kills are not really all that important to me. As long as the werewolves are savage, that's all I really care about. Um, when they don't make the werewolves so savage, it, I don't know. It kind of loses me as a fan because werewolves are supposed to be terrifying, savage creatures, unpredictable, relentless, uh, just absolutely terrifying. Um, and sometimes they're presented as pussies. Um, so the kills aren't important per se, but as long as the werewolves are savage, that's all that matters. As far as their powers, I do movie by movie basis, whatever rules and uh, whatever they establish in each individual movie. So, yeah. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't believe in ghosts. So. Is it possible you could talk about Werewolves of the Vampire Diaries? Uh, if I ever watch the show, yeah. But that'll be a topic. I know that someone who occasionally watches this show, Sean Denson, I think his name is, he suggested I do an episode about the werewolves that appear in different TV shows like Tales from the Crypt and uh, Vampire Diaries, stuff like that. So it's definitely on the table. Yeah, definitely. My ranking of importance would be one, the design, two, the powers, three, kills, four, transformation. Okay. Broad form, yes, absolutely. I agree. It makes me go soft too. Well, thanks, Bum Boy Bandit. I also want my werewolves to be scary if they made to be comedic or just pushovers who get bodied by little vamp pussies, then I'm out. Yeah, same here. Same here. So anyway, I'm caught up with comments, and I think it is time for me to leave for the night. Just go over the film one more time in case anyone is late to the party. Uh, I like the look of the werewolves in Wolf Hollow. I like the kills and the gore effects. Um, but I didn't care for the editing. I didn't care for some of the characters. But I think overall it was a okay at best B movie. Uh, it's not one that I'm gonna reach for and put on a lot. I probably wouldn't have watched it again so soon if not for doing the show tonight. So yeah, I think it's okay at best. Low expectations. You might have a good time with it. Uh, you might not. But if you want to check it out, it's on Tubi. So anyway, I am going to call it a night. Well, good talking with you, man. Take care, and see you on the other side of the moon. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by. Looking forward to that video that you're planning to put out in October. Uh, yeah, I don't like the normal looking wolf look. I don't care for that either. But anyway, hope everyone has a good night. Next week, I think, is a movie called The Werewolf in England, a film that I did not enjoy at all. But I'm going to rewatch it, see if I can find some positives. And yeah, so have a good night. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Watching on Facebook, thumbs up, heart emoji, care emoji, laugh emoji, sad face emoji, angry emoji, and all that happy horse crap. Oh, got another comment. So, thoughts on the Underworld franchise watching Wolf Hollow tonight? I love the Underworld films, actually, particularly the first three. The last two, not so great, but I think they're um, they're definitely a step down, but I didn't overly hate them. But the first three I enjoy a lot. I actually, yeah, I did a show. If you check out the YouTube page, you have to scroll probably a little bit, but I did a show, Werewolf Wednesday show, on the Underworld franchise. I think I did a ranking of all five of them. So I go into I go in depth there. So go to YouTube and check that out whenever you get a chance. Um, if you're watching Wolf Hollow tonight, uh, definitely comment when you're done watching it how you feel about the film. whether you liked it, disliked it, if you're indifferent to it. If you can, leave the comment on the YouTube page because I'm not on Facebook anymore. Um, but uh, I, yeah, definitely go to the YouTube and leave a comment there because I'm very curious about what you think of the movie. It's a generally a mixed reaction that I get from people. So there's that. Anyway, I'm leaving for real this time. Uh, yeah, I just saw the next comment. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And excellent. Uh, beware the moon.